Welcome to WWE Attitude Years 2000, where Triple H buried everyone, The Rock roasted everything, and Vince McMahon was out here beefing with his kids. TLC got brutal. The Radicals bailed on WCW, and nothing made sense, but we loved every second. Hop into our time machine, and let's get uncensored.
What's up, everybody? You're checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity C.
And I'm here too.
He's here with me, and we were just about to kill people. Not really, but figuratively in our minds. We were giving certain people where we live a stone cold stunner. So if you live in an apartment complex, you probably understand that people suck. So just a fun little thing I do for that. But we are jumping into our time machine and escaping all the scummy people in our apartment complex to cover WWF Raw is War, the Attitude Years Series Season 3, covering the Raw from October 30th, 2000, live in Boston, Massachusetts. And I found out that you saw Mariah Carey at this arena.
I did. Yep. I was way up in the nose.
When did you go?
I think it was like 2007.
Okay, so a couple years after, 7 years after this. But kicking off this episode of Raw, Chyna comes out to the ring, and she challenges Eddie Guerrero for an Intercontinental title match. Eddie comes out with a cat who is dressed up like Chyna. I think they're calling her like Katna or something. I don't know, Chyna Cat, I don't know. But they come out, and Eddie does defend against Chyna. Chyna lands a twisting neck breaker and lands a handspring elbow, a DDT. Chyna then slams the cat into the ring and military presses the cat onto Eddie Guerrero. And then Steven Richards shows up from out of nowhere and super kicks Chyna, allowing Eddie to get the win after Mr. Ass runs down and attacks Eddie Guerrero. And Mr. Ass has a new haircut. So Chyna's got like two storylines here. She's fighting with Eddie and Steven Richards.
Yeah, and I didn't really get why the cat turned on Chyna all of a sudden. She was gone for like a while, and now she comes back and she's with Eddie Guerrero. It really doesn't make sense.
It doesn't last. I don't even remember her doing this.
Yeah, so it's stupid.
Just a way to put tits on TV.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon Helmsley is backstage with Kurt Angle, and she's sick, but she wanted to come to see the steel cage match and the number one contenders match later on. The Right to Censor then come out, and they trash talk the Hardy Boys, which leads to a 6-person tag match. The tag team champions, the Hardys, with the women's champion Lita, taking on the Right to Censor with Steven Richards. We're finally going to see Ivory mix it up in this match. Lita spears Ivory, and Team Extreme land a triple DDT to Right to Censor. Lita dives onto everyone on the floor, but then Steven Richards gets into the ring, super kicks Jeff Hardy, and places Ivory on top of Jeff. And Ivory has beat a tag team champion here with some help. Steven Richards keeps getting fucking involved.
Yeah, I'm done with them. I can't wait till fucking somebody fucks them up, because they're ruining wrestling. They're pulling a John Cena.
Yeah, they're ruining it, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I'm looking to the future of it a bit. This does go on for a little bit. We still have some time.
Yeah.
Edge and Christian and WWF champion Kurt Angle are celebrating Edge's birthday backstage. Christian gives Edge their new t-shirt for a gift, and then Kurt Angle tells Stephanie that she should see a doctor. Triple H storms in, and he's like, Steph, you're not feeling good, you should be home. And she's like, I gotta go use the bathroom, and she runs off. So funny shenanigans happening backstage. William Regal, the European champion, is in the ring, and he talks crap about America. Most importantly, the Boston Tea Party, calling everybody scums for the Revolutionary War. He has a list of ways that the Boston crowd can improve themselves, but the American badass, The Undertaker, arrives. He's been gone. He appeared in September, but we haven't seen him all of October. Undertaker shows up and lands a last ride to William Regal, and he tells Regal, you talked funny. So, glad to see Undertaker back. William Regal got put in his place. What do you think is next for Taker, though?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see a little rivalry here, which doesn't really excite me that much. But, I could see Regal and Taker going at it.
Okay. The Rock is backstage talking to Rikishi, and he tells Rikishi, I want nothing to do with you, and to stay out of his life. Rikishi says, tonight I need a little help. I need to know, do you have my back? And Rock goes, yeah, I have your back.
Very sarcastically and not believable.
No. I mean, this is a man who's been blaming The Rock. At first he said that he did it for The Rock, but Rock had nothing to do with it. So Rock is trying to stay far away from Rikishi as possible, and I get that. We have a hardcore matchup next. Test with Trish Stratus defeats Crash Holly after putting a trash can on Crash Holly and landing a flying elbow drop. Crash has been trying to stick up for the APA and go after TNA, but it hasn't been working out for him lately.
Yeah. I feel like the hardcore belt's kind of...
Well, the hardcore belt's not even on the line. Steve Blackman's the hardcore champion. This is just a basic hardcore match.
Oh, but I feel like the winner will probably face him, right? Or
no, the storyline is just that Crash keeps getting involved in the TNA-PA locker room.
Oh, okay. Well,
he doesn't like that TNA took over the Acolytes.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Acolytes to come back because I think they're gonna open up a can of whoop ass on TNA, and I don't like TNA at all except for Trish. So I'm ready to see the Acolytes come back and fuck them up and get their restake their claim in their little office there.
Thanks, Trish. Next, Edge and Christian continue their Edge's birthday party backstage. They have kazoos and streamers, and this is a famous scene that will be seen a lot throughout when they look back on Attitude Era. You see Edge and Christian playing the theme song of their music and Triple H's with kazoos. And Triple H kicks them out of the room. Stephanie is still sick. But I like seeing Edge and Christian doing this silly shit with Kurt Angle. They have the little party hats on, and it was funny. A good break from all the drama that's going on.
Yeah, it was funny. Definitely very Attitude-esque.
Yeah. Stephanie then tells the group that she will leave after the steel cage match, which takes us to the steel cage match, Rikishi versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. The two men fight on the ramp to start the match. Austin lands a low blow and a clothesline that flips Rikishi upside down. Austin then slams a door into Rikishi's face, and Rikishi's busted open, and then Austin lands a stunner. Stone Cold Steve Austin has defeated his attacker.
Yeah, I felt like this probably could have been the main event, but I thought it was kind of weird that it was right in the middle of the show. But it was definitely a good match. And it's a prize to get a cage match on Raw, so especially then.
Yes, and Austin fucked him up. Stephanie then leaves the arena like she promised. Al Snow comes out and tries to buy the King into teaming up with him against Taz and Raven. He gives the King a stack of China's new Playboy magazines, and he's like hooked on that. He's like, yes. Speaking of China, Mr. Ass comes out with her to take on Steven Richards. Steven says that if he beats Mr. Ass tonight, then Mr. Ass can no longer use that name. And Mr. Ass tells Richards, well, if I win, you have to kiss my ass. Val tosses China into the railing, and then China takes care of Val by landing a DDT on the floor. Mr. Ass lands a famouser, but Eddie Guerrero hits Mr. Ass in the back with the Intercontinental title, and Steven Richards defeats Mr. Ass here again with some help from Eddie. So what is he going to be called?
Yeah, I was totally expecting Billy Gunn to win because I thought it would have been awesome for them to have to kiss his ass, and I wasn't expecting him to have to change his name. So are they gonna call him B.A. Billy Gunn? I don't know.
We'll see. But it can't be Mr. Ass. Goodbye, Mr. Ass. Rest in peace to that name. You were fun while you lasted.
It comes back.
Yeah, but not really. He doesn't last in WWE long after this.
Oh, okay.
He's done by 03, I'd say. Well, I'd say 04, 05.
And he doesn't come back?
No.
Oh, okay.
We then go to WWF New York with X-Pac and Tori, who we haven't seen since King of the Ring when the Dudley Boys powerbombed her through the table. She confronts X-Pac and is like, I've been gone, you haven't called, nothing. And she slaps the shit out of X-Pac. You've always looked for Tori, and she finally came back with a shorter hairstyle.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the short hair. I think she looks kind of butch. And I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a storyline with her, or if this is kind of, it seemed like she was just coming back to slap X-Pac. So I don't know if she's still going to be in the story or not.
We'll see. Commissioner Foley then comes out to the ring, and Foley says, this job is harder than I thought, and it's too big for me. I love being commissioner, but it's a lot. And he goes, but I'm not quitting. I need someone to help me, and I found a person with guts, courage in the ring. It's a former WWF champion. Please welcome, this person will be my lieutenant commissioner, Debra. And then Debra comes out, and I mentioned her boobs look huge here. We hadn't seen her in a long time. What are you trying?
It looked like, it sounded like something moved back there.
No, it's Debra. She's talking. What do you think about Debra?
Was she a women's champion?
She was a women's champion. The way she wanted, she fought Sable in a evening gown match, and Sable.
Both of them suck, but I feel like Sable can wrestle a little better.
Well, they didn't even wrestle. Sable was like, they stripped Debra. Sable didn't really wear anything. And then Shawn Michaels came out and was like, the actual winner is the person who's undressed, and he gave Debra the championship. Oh, okay. So that's how they did that. Okay. But what do you think about Debra coming out? Well, he says, I know with Debra have many nice days, but do you think Debra is needed here?
Many sunny days. I don't think she's needed, but, well, I take that back. I think the whole commissioner storyline could use a little oomph. And, they kind of, like, slowly brought in the story about how she's married to Stone Cold now, and he's back to full time. So it could be interesting to see her in that position, and if people are going to fuck with her, and if Stone Cold will get involved, and it could be interesting.
It could be. WWF champion Kurt Angle takes on Triple H in a non-title match. Triple H slams Kurt Angle into the ring steps and announce desk.
And Triple H asked for this match.
Yeah, he wanted to fight Angle. Triple H slams a pedigree to Kurt Angle through the announce desk. And then Triple H gets mad, pushes the referee, and the referee DQs Triple H. So Triple H says, I'll give you a DQ. Grabs a chair. The referee takes it from Triple H. So Triple H lays out that ref with a pedigree. And then Triple H hits Kurt Angle, Edge, and Christian with a steel chair shot. Triple H has snapped here.
Yeah. Triple H, as soon as Stephanie left, he went and asked for this match. So, it was cool to see him lay out Kurt Angle, but I'm more interested to see what's going to happen next when Stephanie comes back. So,
she was sick.
She is not going to be happy.
Her man got attacked.
Yeah.
Our main event,
she ain't having it.
She ain't. The number one contendership here, The Rock versus Chris Jericho. The winner will take on Kurt Angle for the title on SmackDown. Rock ducks a chair shot and lands a spine buster to Chris Jericho onto a steel chair. Jericho applies the walls of Jericho, but Rock gets to the ropes. Rock applies a sharpshooter. Rikishi comes out and slams the referee into the ring steps. Jericho hits a lion salt to The Rock, but Rock kicks out, and The Rock lands a rock bottom and defeats Chris Jericho. The Rock will move on to SmackDown to take on WWF champion Kurt Angle. After the match, though, Rikishi attacks The Rock, lands a super kick, and just drops all of his weight on top of The Rock. Rikishi says, I lied to everyone. Rock knew all along what I did to Stone Cold Steve Austin. There lies the man who helped me all along and gave me his keys, begging me to run over Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now you got explaining to do on your own. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like Rikishi's lying. However, somebody's helping him. We still have that mystery arm
The mystery arm.
So, I don't know. Maybe The Rock is behind it.
Do you think it's The Rock?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't think so, but I really don't know. I remembered this storyline, but I didn't remember that anyone else was involved, so I definitely don't know.
I think we find out soon, because Survivor Series, Austin's going to fight the person that did it at Survivor Series, and Survivor Series is on the 19th. And we're already at November 2nd, so we're going to find out pretty soon everything. I think it's not this. I think it's the next Raw that we find out. I thought it was this Raw that we found out.
I feel like with Stone Cold back, maybe The Rock's going to turn. So maybe it's The Rock.
Let's see. Well, we've covered this episode of Raw. a lot of craziness happen. We see Debra, the new lieutenant commissioner. We see The Rock going to take on Kurt Angle for the WWF title on SmackDown. Triple H snapped and attacked Kurt Angle, Edge, and Christian. And we've got, what else? I met Stone Cold v. Rikishi in Steel
What's the next
Cage.
pay-per-view?
Survivor Series.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
That's coming up in a couple of weeks. So we covered everything. SmackDown's going to be good. I'm excited to see what's next. And Stone Cold, I'm wondering what he's going to have to say to The Rock. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay notified when new content comes out.
Tell your mom.
Us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, stay safe
and
stay uncensored.